Is we don't do it as often, but boy, we've got a brand new sign, and I think it's great. And I think it's great that we bring back the new sign with a brand new book from America's Test Kitchen, and already 800 are out the door.
Wow.
Julia Collin Davidson is back with us.
Hi, so nice to see you.
I knew you when you were just Julia Collin.
Yeah, before I was married.
I remember.
Yeah.
And we all know you from the show.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about America's Test Kitchen for people who are not aware.
Yeah, so we test recipes over and over to make sure that they work in home cook scenarios and to make sure they're the best versions they can be. We actually use the scientific method when we're testing rare variables, like independent variables in the recipe, to make sure it's the best version. And when it comes to baking, that's really important because you can't course correct as you're baking. You gotta wait till it comes out to the oven
And you really
to know
can't
if you did it
eyeball
right.
baking.
No.
You have to, I mean, it's more of a science.
It is.
I mean, if you're a grandmother or great-grandmother, maybe you can eyeball.
Right, right. And it's something you've been doing a long time.
Yeah, but if you are new to baking or you're new to the recipe,
Yeah.
need to follow it.
That's it. And when you're scaling things down for baking, it's really hard. I mean, how do you use half an egg, right? You can't, dividing things down to serve 2 people is incredibly hard. So this book takes out all of the guesswork.
There are 201 recipes in here, everyone with a color photo.
Oh, yeah.
Some recipes have progressive photos
Of
to
course.
show you how to do it.
Yes.
And this is baking for 2 people. These recipes are way pared down, so they're great for our age of possibility.
Yes.
As people are empty nesting, maybe their kids are grown, or maybe they're having the grandkids come over.
Yeah.
They want to make just a few cookies,
That's
right?
it. Well, and the great thing is we tell you how to use your freezer. You can turn your freezer into a little treat factory because you don't have to bake all the cookies. You could bake a cookie just to order. You can use a toaster oven. You could use the air fryer we found
Julia,
for cookies.
can I tell you that over 1,000 books are gone?
Wow.
1,000 books are gone. And I will tell you, I love all of your books. I have every one of your books. And the other day I wanted to make French onion soup, and I followed your recipe for first caramelizing my onions in a Dutch oven in the oven.
And you add water and you scrape it.
And then you put it on the stove.
Makes a big difference.
It made a big difference in my soup.
And that's the kind of tricks you learn as you test recipes over and over. And all these recipes have something that make them work, especially just for 2 people.
Now, every recipe has a color photo.
Absolutely.
There are also progressive recipes, so you're going to know exactly what you're dealing with as you're going through. There are sweet recipes in here, there are savory baked recipes in here, but it's baking for 2 people from America's Test Kitchen. These books are awesome. We only have 4,800 left. Where do you want to begin?
Oh, well, do you want to start tasting some things?
I would love to.
All right, I'm going to give you this. This is the chocolate raspberry almond tart.
Okay.
Look how gorgeous this is. I mean, for a special occasion, look, it's the right size for 2 people with a little bit left over. So you're not left with a big old cake. This whole thing can be done in the food processor. It comes together in a snap. Almonds, chocolate, and of course a little bit of raspberry in the middle.
And some raspberry, right? Oh, look at that. All right, let's go for a little bite.
Oh. It's a tart, so it's got that rich,
Is there
fudgy.
anything better than chocolate and raspberry?
No, and a little bit of almond.
And I taste the almond.
Isn't that because you grind the almonds up with the flour?
There's a little crunch.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we have 4,000 books left. Where do you want to go next?
These cinnamon rolls. Now, these were designed for the freezer. The recipe makes 6 cinnamon rolls, and you put them in the freezer so you can just bake them off right when you want a fresh homemade cinnamon roll. There's one back there for you. Now, let me tell you about this recipe. You start the dough in the microwave. You cook the flour with a little milk. Yeah, you cook the flour with a little bit of milk in the microwave, and it makes the dough super fluffy.
And you cook this on parchment paper, or is that wax paper?
Yes, no, it's parchment paper. You could use foil, but again, it just helps them stay fresh in the freezer. So again, you can just bake it right when you want and it's fresh and it's homemade, and you don't have a lot of them hanging around getting stale because it's just what you want when you want it.
I want to put my whole face in this. Where do you want to go next?
Oh, this lemon tart is so the crust on this is made with browned butter. So
Browned
yeah,
butter.
so it's a browned butter tartlet, and
I'm
the
gonna
filling.
forego the fork and just
yeah, do it.
Just hold it.
I love it. And so the filling has yolks, a little bit of cream, but it has lemon juice and lemon zest. So it really kicks that lemon flavor home, but it's not too tart. It's the perfect, it's the perfect balance.
Well, that's a happy dance without the words.
Yes, it was.
When my mouth was full.
Yeah, those are my favorite. The recipe makes 2. Again, not a lot left over that's going to go bad or stale. Just what you want.
I only have 3,200 books left.
Oh.
These books are flying. 900 people are on the phone lines.
Wow.
If you are looking for Smaller recipes,
Yes.
yields that are more manageable.
Freezer
in this
friendly.
age of possibility where we are empty nesting,
Yep.
we're cooking for fewer people,
Yes.
or in this case, baking for fewer people.
Yeah.
Now, what's this?
Well, this is a savory muffin, and I love this because I often eat soup for dinner, but you want just a little piece of fresh bread. So you can put these in the freezer, and then this has cheddar and scallion and a little bit of
They're
bacon.
telling me I have some icing on my top lip. I was going to save it for the drive home.
I didn't notice or I would have told you. But again, there's some smaller savory options. These are drop biscuits is another good example.
So
When
these
you-
are savory biscuits.
Savory muffins, yeah, with a little bacon and cheddar. Again, if you're having chili or a bowl of soup for dinner, you just want that fresh baked good on the side. Right, you can keep these in the freezer, pop one in the oven, a fresh baked
Now,
cheddar muffin.
These have cooled,
Yeah.
but when warm,
Oh my gosh, with soup or chili, forget it.
hello.
Yeah, so good. And these biscuits right here. Have you ever made a drop biscuit?
Oh, I have.
Oh,
Grind up with
they're
it, girl.
really, so you have cold milk and you stir in warm melted butter and the butter, seizes and it makes little crunchy bits. That turns into flakes. So it looks like a mistake,
Now,
but
when
it
Mom
actually
made
helps.
them, she had to add buttermilk, and if she didn't have
Yeah.
buttermilk, she would sour sweet milk
Yes.
with a little vinegar.
Yeah, we have instructions on how to do that.
Oh, do you?
Absolutely, because why would you have buttermilk on hand? If you don't, you need options.
We used to have her drop biscuits with her pot roast gravy.
Oh,
So
you're speaking my language. That sounds delicious.
sop it all up.
Yes, you need a little
Yes.
piece of bread with dinner to help.
All right, let me update you real quickly. We brought in 6,100 books. I have 2,000 books left, and we have 1,500 people on the line. You know what I call this? A race to the finish line.
Yeah.
These are going very quickly. What have you here?
Oh, this is a New York cheesecake. Isn't this the sweetest little individual
Okay,
New
it's
York
a baby cheesecake.
Right? Again, the recipe makes two. So you have a little left over if you want it. Classic graham cracker crust, the filling cream cheese with a little bit of sour cream just to help balance it out. Right?
Perfect.
It's perfect. It's
Perfect.
got that texture. It's not too rich. The graham cracker crust is
You
crisp.
only make 2 at a time?
Yes, isn't that great? So you're not left over with cheesecake where the crust gets soggy. Yeah, just what you need right when you need it.
All right, I have 1,500 books left. And 1,800 people on the phone line. So what that tells you is it's a race to the finish line.
It is.
It's been a little while since we've had you back
I
on
know,
the
it's
air.
so good to see you.
It is so good to see you. And every time you come out with a new book, I have to have it. So I will be placing my order if there are any of these left. This is really, really super popular and nice to have you back with us,
Yeah,
friend.
thank you.
Justin Sachoka, one of our newest hosts, and his family here. I see them through the camera. Nice to see you, friend. And Miss Rachel, do you have an update on the egg rolls?
I do have an update on your egg rolls. So since these were brought in,